This mod review is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. So today we're going to talk about the Vehicle Inspector mod. This mod we've used for quite a while here on the multiplayer server, as well as I've used it in single player. It is still technically classified as beta, but hasn't been updated for quite a while. So I feel it's fairly stable at this point and probably isn't going to be updated too much more beyond where it is now, and is probably a safe bet that I can go ahead and bring this video out to you guys and not have everything I say be completely obsoleted in the matter of 24 hours of the video coming out. So what is Vehicle Inspector? Vehicle Inspector is the information you see up in the upper left corner of your screen right now. See, I've got speed we're going, fill type or fill capacities, tractor we're in, farmer name. Very useful to keep track of what's going on if you've got multiple hired helpers or if you're on a multiplayer server. Extremely useful. You are working, let's say, with another player or even a hired helper, and you're harvesting a field. What you'll see is the hired helper or the other player's fill levels, and you can kind of keep track of them up there. And as they get full, you can basically jump back to the harvester and help unload. If you are basically running the grain cart, for example, you can see up there right now that we've got Jacer's in the map with me today, and he is apparently in the 724 Vario. That's easier to see. 724 Vario. He's pulling fertilizer, and he's got 6,190 liters of fertilizer, which is 69% full. Now you can see now we're out of herbicide. We had in here, so I'm going to go and fill that up. You can see by Vehicle Inspect that he's rolling down the road at a pretty good clip. 23, 24, 25 miles per hour. Now, the mod does show speed right now in km. That's an easy and quick adjustment that we're going to make actually here in a bit. To show off, Vehicle Inspect also shows some really cool information related to your horses, your horse riding. First time I got in a horse, I was surprised to see this information. Basically, you can see speed we're traveling, farmer name, horse name, horse's fitness percent, horse's health percentage, their cleanliness level, their daily riding percentage. Right now it is saying 7%, 8%, 9%, and then you've got the daily riding total in seconds. What this will help you do is basically keep track of how much more do I have to ride the horse. You don't need to keep hitting escape and going here and basically checking which horse do I have, which percentage am I at. All the information is presented right there for you, and it's presented there for everybody. So Jacer is seeing that I'm riding the horse right now. He sees the horse percentage. As that daily riding percentage goes up, colors will change. Match various settings that have already been set. Hop off the horse here, and I want to jump down here. I've got a truck set up. I've got a truck set up here with some grain in it. We have 57,000 liters of grain, 97% full. Come over here and unload. You're going to see our fill levels go down. See that? Hopefully you can see that number ticking down there. Hard to find a good contrast. You see the colors changing as the fill percentages change. Same can be shown over here with the seeder. See the Jacer is seeding because its fill levels dropping. 11 miles per hour. See in the upper left, this particular seeder is currently configured to do soybeans. We're 74% full on our seed and 64% full on our fertilizer. And if we toggle, we can see it changing through all the various fill types that this seeder. Now, that's the basic gist of Vehicle Inspect. It's just a great informational tool to let you know what's going on, who's doing what, fill levels look like. The hired helper, they'll have an H next to it. If you're using a leased vehicle, it will say leased, and I think it shows up in purple or some other color. So it's really, really useful. Now, let's take a look at the website, webpage, because there's lots of information here on the webpage that I want to show you guys. Here we have the Vehicle Inspector webpage, and we're currently looking at version 1.49 beta, and it is by Happy Loser. So down here is some information related to mod. You can change the color. By going here, you basically will get color codes, and you'll use this color code information to basically tell the mod how you wish things to show up. We've gone in and we've set this reboot XML escape value to true. That way I can show you changes live in game as we tweak this file a little bit. Basically, all of your settings are stored in this Vehicle Inspector settings.xml file. And they are in your FarmSim 19 folder. Your mod settings, Vehicle Inspector, show you that. Here you can see we've got our Explorer window up. Go over here to the FarmSim 19 folder. Okay, we'll have a mods settings folder that will get created if it doesn't exist after we activate this mod. And inside that we have Vehicle Inspector, and then we have the Vehicle Inspector settings.xml. That is where we're going to be making all of these changes. Take a look here at the XML file itself. Scroll up. So here we've got the XML file, and here you can see where I set the default value for this is false. I changed it to true so that we can make some changes here as we the game. Back and familiarize ourselves real quick with how this information is displayed. You can see it. Let's go over here. Contrast. See the information is displayed, but if I put the F1 menu up, it goes away. If I bring up the mini map, it goes away. Maybe I want that information to be displayed all the time. Well, come up here. There are some settings for that. Right now it says, is help F1 menu on? The value is set to false. Basically, if we set this to true, okay, and save the game. Remember, our reboot XML escape value is set to true. Okay, so if we hit our escape key, come back, it's basically going to reread the configuration. Hit F1. See, so if we hit F1, we'll see the information is still displayed. It's just been bumped down a little bit. Same will hold if we set the value here for is the minimap on. Right now it's set to false. Change this to true. And we save. Okay. Now when we come back to the base game, we hit 9. The minimap, it goes away. But what I need to do is I need to hit escape. Back. What it does is it then rereads. And is supposed to show the information when, as I understand it, when the minimap is on. And we're not seeing that. So, you can see, change this setting. Save it. Back to the game. Escape. Gotten out. Go back. And let's change this to true. Save our value. Look here in the game. Let's hit escape. Okay, now, if we bring up the minimap, see the information is still there. We hit F1, the information is still there. It's been bumped down a little bit. So we were having problems because I think Jacer had gotten out of the vehicle. And if we're not in the vehicle, it doesn't show the information. That was a little bit on the using side there for a second. Let's take a look at some of these other values. Remember I was talking about how we show kilometers up there, but we have the game set to display in miles per hour. Well, down here we have stuff, entries that basically relate to how are things displayed. So if we change this km to mph, and we save, okay, and then we come back to the game, escape, and now the value is back. Now the value is showing in miles per hour. It's just that simple. What we can do is we can tweak all kinds of various things in this XML file to fit how you want the game to be displayed. Always make a backup. Remember to make a backup. Here's where we are adjusting our colors. I personally am not going to change the colors just because I'm not a kind of a color guy. Perfectly fine with how the colors look. We can adjust basically where the position of the information is displayed to basically have that in a different spot or not. The thing I do want to check is position down. I want to check and see. Save that. Escape. Oh, it puts it way down at the bottom. I don't know if I like that. See where, show you what it did. Put it way down at the bottom. Not really keen on having it way down there. So all I got to do is go back here and basically change that setting back to false. Save it. Escape, and now it's back up to the top. I like that a lot better. We don't want to do that. So guys, that is Vehicle Inspector. Feel free, download it, install it, activate it, make your changes, all you want to it, customize it, and make it your own. But be sure to back up that Vehicle Inspector settings file. Although, if you completely mess it up and you can't figure out how to get it back to where it's working, just delete it. Next time you launch the game, it will recreate it for you back to all the default settings. When you're done, you have activated this reboot XML equals true. You have activated that. When you are done with your changes, save it back to false. That way, next time, every time you hit escape, it's not going to be rereading that configuration file. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think of Vehicle Inspector. It's a mod that you've used. I was a big user of Glance in 17, so I'm going to be using Vehicle Inspector until Glance comes out. And I might be using Vehicle Inspector after Glance comes out, if it ever does come out, actually, because this is quite useful, especially when you have lots of hired helpers or you're on a multiplayer server and you got lots of folks doing all kinds of things. So until next time, guys, happy farming.